These settings look pretty good. Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, welcome to my channel. Hello, and welcome to my channel. I don't normally stream. I normally just make videos, but I thought, why not? Why not? Let's do a stream today. So, in today's video, we're going to be checking out some Final Fantasy III. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are, well, maybe not a lot of people, but there are some people out there in the world of YouTube that are desperately awaiting my next lore video. And I regret to tell you that you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. I am working on them. Okay, I am. I haven't forgotten about you. I do look at my like my algorithms and stuff like that, and I see that my lore videos are 10, 20 times more popular than me doing this. So, sorry, there's like some weird bug trying to get me. It's very hot. So I haven't forgotten. We will be doing that. However, I haven't uploaded jack nothing in about a week now, and I don't want to really just leave you guys completely hanging, so I thought I'd do something here. I feel like I'm way too big on the screen. But that's too bad. It's too late. Apparently I can't change that. Why not? I can make myself go away, but I can't change where I'm at on the screen, apparently. That's kind of a problem. Well, I guess if I have to, I'll just remove myself for when I need to remove myself. But yeah, I set up a little stream here. I got my ring light and everything set up for you guys today, so there you go. We are going to create characters and start a new playthrough of Final Fantasy III for those of you who just couldn't wait for Final Fantasy II to be over. Here we are. I really actually enjoy Final Fantasy II for if anybody missed those videos, or if you didn't watch it, or if you just want a little, thing. I really like Final Fantasy II. It's definitely different from the classic like job system and stuff like that, because you're kind of just, you're doing your own thing. You're kind of making your own characters into whatever you want to make them. But I think it kind of sets like a prerequisite, if you will, right? Of like kind of what we see in Final Fantasy XI, where we have weapon skills and skill ups and things like that. Not weapon skills, right? But you can still level up like your weapons. There is like a blunt, slashing, piercing kind of a triangle that we see. Magic spells and elements and things like that. I'll be honest, what I don't really like about Final Fantasy II is I feel pressured when I play it. And maybe other players do too, and maybe that's what you guys don't really like about it. I feel kind of pressured. Like I feel like I have this pressure to make sure that my characters are good enough to go forward and to go through the game. And in the end, it always works out okay. But, you want to get your skills up as high as possible. You want that big damage. You want to have Blizzard 15 or Flare 20 or whatever it might be, just so you can be the best. But you don't really need all that stuff to get through the game. But still, I feel like I want that stuff to get through the game. Anyway, without further ado, let's make some characters here. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the same exact characters that I've had in Final Fantasy I. So we're going to do that. Let me just type in a few names here. Type in the names of my favorite adventuring companions. If you watched my playthrough of Final Fantasy I, you may recognize them. Hey, they're back. Okay, so one thing that I want to point out really quick, right out of the gate, okay, we already have some things to talk about. Take a look at our characters, okay? They are... There we go. My stream still isn't set up properly. It's kind of bumming me out, but that's alright. I'm only 5 minutes in, right? This isn't really going to be a very long stream. Maybe about an hour and a half. We'll get through some stuff anyway. Don't let me lose my train of thought, guys, because I had something to actually say. I actually had something to talk about. My train of thought. Okay, one thing at a time. I'm not really a multitasker. Let's go ahead and enter this password. It's asking me for a password. Okay, but bear with me, you guys. We'll get there. Try another way. Okay. No, that's pretty much it. I don't remember the password for my Google account, which is weird. I've streamed on this before. Why can't I remember my password? Okay, whatever. I'm going to work on this for just a second, and we're going to talk about something before we start playing. So the something that I wanted to talk about is the characters themselves and how they're called Onion Knights, right? But if you take a look at them, this is something that I talked about in Final Fantasy 1 as well. If you take a look at the characters, they're children. Right? And, you know, in the 3DS remake, they're not like little children, right? But they're still like, what, maybe 15, 16? I'd like to think, with that aside, I'd like to think that they are actually younger than that. Because they kind of act younger than that. I mean, that's my impression of them anyway. My impression of them is that they're like 8 years old. Okay. And then... I mean, maybe 10. Okay, they do have to fight monsters and stuff like that. So the point of me saying that, though, is that when we do get to the crystals and we do actually get to change jobs and stuff like that, we find that we kind of seem to grow up a little bit as we put on the crystals and change jobs. The characters go from kind of being children into being just grown-up heroic heroes, and I kind of feel like we see that same thing when we play Final Fantasy 1 and we finally get our class change from Bahamut, however you guys want to say that, and that's kind of interesting. I really like that idea, actually. It almost kind of reminds me of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, where in the lore, you know, you're a child and you can't really become the hero of time because the hero of time can't really be a child, you know what I mean? Like, you're just not going to be powerful enough in that form. So the Temple of Time keeps you for, what is it, like 7 years or something like that, until your character is a little bit older. And I feel like that's a really cool idea, and I feel like that's kind of what we see here, except we're not really being like held against our will, right? In a temple, we're not being like held against our will. They just kind of magically make it however we want. Older, wiser, more powerful, more strong, you know what I mean? I don't want to do a recovery email. Okay, right there. It says my password was last changed March 5th. Okay, I can do that, but... I mean... Like, stop that. It is really me. Yeah, don't I have a password? Does my phone know my password? This is really a bummer. Okay, hold on. We're getting there, guys. Oop. Okay, so that's okay. Hold on. Wait. A real YouTuber, a real streamer would have had this taken care of. What a fool. Alright, let's give this a try now. Okay. I don't want to do all this. Just skip that. That's it. That be me. Okay. The only other thing that's bothering me is how big this is on my screen, but I'm fine with that. It is what it is. Okay, so if you are new to me and to my content, I don't just like to play Final Fantasy or try to be cocky and teach everybody the proper way to play Final Fantasy. I really like to deep dive into the lore, into any little bits of information that we could possibly find to help connect things together, mainly and specifically the games themselves. I really feel like the Final Fantasy games are definitely standalone, right? You don't need to play these in any particular order, but I do feel like the games are connected in many, many ways, and that's part of what I'm doing. I kind of have like a playthrough series and then like a lore series where we talk more about the lore and stuff like that. So I'd really like to get my lore series going a little bit more, but it does take more time, energy, and effort than just sitting down and playing a game. So anyway, enough of me yakking away and getting my stream set up. We are almost 15 minutes into the stream and I haven't even started the game. So now we are going to do just that. Into the silence, one of the Golgans prophesied, the great earthquake was only the beginning. The tremors tore and the land asunder. The crystals, sources of the world's light, was... I better read fast, I guess. Yet that was nothing compared to the catastrophe to come. Something fathomless, ominous, and laden with sorrow looms on the horizon, but you really gotta read fast. 4 souls will be blessed with the power of light, and so it shall begin. Begin. Not began. It will begin. 4 orphaned youths raised by Topapa in the rural village of were out to test their mettle. They came across a cave, one of the very same that formed when the crystals were lost to the earth. What started as a simple game of exploration became so much more. Right? So this is why I say that they're children. Because they're just kind of playing around at first. They're just playing a game at first here. Okay. Ouch! Looks like we fell through a sinkhole. Now what do we do? Are you sure this is a good idea? Maybe we can just climb out. You wanted to go exploring. Don't be such a scaredy cat. Hey, quit squabbling, you two. We need to find a way out of here. So that's not me. They're doing that. Oh. Okay. It's going to be... Oh, mama. I don't know if you guys can hear this music, but this is how you jam. So we suck, right? We're babies. We're going to miss. I think we can fast forward. Here we go. What were those monsters doing here? We're in way over our heads. Let's get out as fast as possible. Okay, thank you. I think I know how to play. Thanks. I want to be pink. I want to be blue. I kind of do want to be blue, actually. You know what? Let's be pink just for fun. Okay, so what do we know about the lore so far? I don't know, because it flashed through the screen so quickly I didn't have time to do my stupid voices. So there was an earthquake that swallowed things up. I'm going to have this ear free because I got things to listen out for, but I could still hear the game through this one. It seems to swallow things up, not just us, but it mentioned that it swallowed up the crystals too? The crystals got swallowed by this earthquake? That's not good. That's actually really, really bad. So, let's see. Do we have random encounters? Yes, we do. There's not much we can do, right? We're Onion Knights. So we're just going to swing some attacks. A lot less missing that time around, which is fun. Let's check out... Oh, see... Okay, let me get myself out of the way for a sec. Bam. Okay, so what I want to point out is our jobs. Now, apparently, if you never ever change your job off of Onion Knight and you just stay in Onion Knight throughout the entire game, it unlocks some kind of... Like, you become some kind of powerful freak of nature. I've never done this before or tried this before, so I'm not going to be showing you guys that. I'm just going to be showing just regular stuff. So as Onion Knights, we literally have all the same stats, and that's with all the same equipment. So nothing is different for any of us. So I think that unlike even Final Fantasy 1, as you level up, your stats will kind of vary and differ. In this particular game, I don't think that they do, and I think that your stats are set depending on what job you are. So even if you're a black mage for like 10 jobs and then you switch to a warrior, it's not really going to change a lot of things. Oh, I kind of wanted to put on that shield, but I walked into this. There's something strange about that rock now that you mention it. But anyway, I'll go through that too once we do unlock jobs, and we'll kind of check it out a little bit. So the way that I like to do this, I'm actually going to do something like that. Tommy's more of a mage. I like to do 2 melee and 2 mages, so that way. Let me bring myself back on so you guys can see me. Maybe that's why I don't have any viewers though, right? Look at this mug. Whatever. We'll get there. So I like to do 2 melee and 2 mages. Okay, for this particular game, that's how I'm gonna do it anyway. If you favor melee jobs, go melee. If you favor mage jobs, go a little bit more magey. Let's fight some more goblins. We'll get into the jobs a little bit more when we actually unlock them. Let's not talk about things that we haven't even unlocked yet, because it just hangs me up. Okay, so we're gonna touch this rock. It's gonna open some sort of a door, some sort of a pathway, a passageway, if you will. And we're gonna get some more leather shields, which I haven't even put on yet. I got one for this dude and one for this dude. I'm gonna put them on my melee jobs, and we're gonna keep going. I'm not gonna be turning off like encounters and stuff like that. And also I'm live, so I won't be just skipping them. You guys are just gonna have to bear with me through the battles. You're gonna have to bear with me through the battles, through thick and thin. Okay, so our job levels are going up. Our job levels are going up. Not our jobs, but our job levels. So this is interesting, though, because everything seems to be so even and equal, right? However, only Andy's job went up. They've all been involved in the same number of battles, but why would Andy's job go up and not anybody else's? We don't know. Only their stats are a little bit different, and that's just because of their shields that they put on. Other than that, everything else is the same. So what does that job thing matter right now? Well, right now, I guess it really doesn't matter. And that's fine. We've got some potions there. I am going to take a look at the map so I can kind of see where we're going. This is Okay, here we go. So now we'll get to see. We're just getting some hit points, and that's it. Nothing else is going up yet. We're still just onion babies. Look, it's a spring. Yeah, but why is it such an odd color? Let's take a sip. I'm not too sure about this. The party drinks from the wellspring. Wow, I feel revitalized. Boom. And now, right here, we have our first recovery spring. I do want to talk about this for a second, because I believe it might even be in this particular game, but later on. But I know for sure in Final Fantasy V, I think it is, we learn that only the heroes of light, only the warriors of light can recover from a recovery spring. Okay. Anybody else drinks this water, they're probably going to get sick and die. But that's beside the point. The Warriors of Light can heal themselves with the recovery spring because of the crystal's blessing. This is important to learn. This is very important for later on, when we get later on into this series. I am going to be playing every single Final Fantasy game. I've already done 1 and 2 in some previous videos, and now we are doing Final Fantasy III. We also see something interesting. Tommy seems to have more hit points than anybody else. So there are slight stat differences that we will see. Everybody else seems to have 38. Oh, actually, Andy has 38.9 as well. That's kind of weird, huh? Is that because of a job level thing? I don't know, because Tommy is only level 1 job level. Trying to show you guys the proper way. We're properly playing this game. I'll figure this stuff out as we go, I'm sure. So once we come into this room, this is the Shrine of the Wind Crystal. What's going on? A malicious force attacks the party. The party, if you will. Okay, and the battle music is pretty sick. Here we have a land turtle, right, which came in the form of like dark shadows that surrounded our party. So it seems like some... Ow, that really hurt, actually, considering we're babies. So some dark force of evil is trying to keep the Warriors of Light, which I believe was already established. Once we can drink out of that spring, we're already Warriors of Light. Once we can drink out of that spring and heal ourselves from it, we're already Warriors of Light. There's not much we can do, so I'm just going to fast forward through the battle. Hit this thing as hard as we can and hope I don't die by it. But it does hit quite hard. And there it goes. It's going to disintegrate like the bosses of Eld. Back to oblivion with you, foul beast. Foul monster. Okay, and here we have the Wind Crystal, which is blue for some reason. I don't know why. Let's talk to it. The crystal shines brightly. You 4 have been chosen. Whoa! That crystal is talking. Yeah, I gotta get myself out of the way again. I give unto you the last of my light, and with it the last hope of a fading world. As things stand, light will soon disappear, and the balance of the world will be destroyed. Accept the light into your hearts, and the crystal will grant you unimaginable strength. You have been chosen to be the bearers of our final chance at hope. You cannot allow light to fade from the world. The party is enveloped in a bright light. Okay, so we are seeing an imbalance, much like how we see in Final Fantasy I. There's too much darkness in the world, and the Warriors of Light are now being summoned or selected or chosen by the crystals to bring about a balance. Within the light, the will of the crystal surged through them. They decided to accept their destiny. And so began a journey to dispel the darkness and return light to the world. The young heroes received the crystal's power. So they give it to us already. Okay, there it is. See us sparkling. And with it, the world's last light of hope. Warrior, monk, white mage, black mage, and red mage jobs are now available. Wait a minute. What happened to Thief? Step upon the magic sigil and be transported to the surface. Embrace your... Oh, sorry. I was doing like some girly voice for this. Embrace your destiny, warriors of light. Warriors of light. Only you can restore hope to the world, for yours is the light that can balance out the darkness. Sweet. Cool. So now we can go to jobs, and we can change our job into whatever. We can change our job into whatever we please. Now, just because we can change our jobs doesn't mean that we have gear, so that's unfortunate. That is an unfortunate turn of events. But that's alright. So she's going to be white mage. We're going to have Tommy change to black mage, no doubt. No diggity doubt. Why do you need to dual wield knives though, bro? What kind of black mage are you? Okay. So we do have red mage as well. Now, let's do this. Let's change you to monk, and Andy can become the warrior. He's also gonna dual wield knives. No, he's not. He's gonna have a leather shield, and that's all. We're gonna be shopping soon, so don't worry about any of this. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. Our monk is not gonna have jack. That's how monks should be. Okay, so something to keep in mind, like things I wish I knew before starting a playthrough of Final Fantasy III. First of all, you can put your mages in the back row, meaning that they will take less damage from physical attacks, but they'll also deal less damage with physical attacks. They're going to be mostly casting spells, so I don't really care too much about the damage that they deal. So having them in the back row to lessen the damage that they take is perfect, because they're not going to be as well equipped as my melee jobs, or have as well HP, you know what I mean? So there's that. Job level, what does that do? Well, it has to do with... so kind of like in Final Fantasy II, we have like weapon skills. The more you use your sword, the more it'll level up. The more that your job level goes up, the more competent your character is going to be in battle. So your warrior is going to be able to have more attacks. I think his other stats are kind of affected as well, but that's, I think, the main thing right there. So back to what I was saying, though. Things that I wish I would have known before I started playing Final Fantasy III is that all of your jobs in this game upgrade into other jobs, right? So you can play warrior throughout the whole game if you really want to, but eventually you're going to unlock knight, which is just a fat upgrade to warrior, and then you're going to just level that up instead. Monks will become like master monks or black belts or something like that, and it's basically going to make the previous job just obsolete. Warrior's not going to be useful. Monk is not really going to be useful. Can you still play these jobs as like a challenge? Yeah, I guess you can if you want to. Black mage is going to become like a black wizard, just like in Final Fantasy I. White mage is going to become a white wizard. And what this is going to do is it's going to lessen the charges that they have of their lower level magic spells, but it's going to increase the charges that they have. Sorry, I thought I saw something. It's going to increase the charges that they have of later, more powerful magic spells, right? So again, it's kind of going to make them obsolete. So don't put all your eggs into one basket, right? Eventually, we're going to be changing these into better jobs. Let's put a black mage on the screen. That's correct. Black mage is my favorite. Let me tell you guys something. Actually, my favorite Final Fantasy job is actually a blue mage. There, I said it, but we won't see that until Final Fantasy V. We got a little while to go on my channel before we get there. Why do I like Blue Mage the best? I honestly, because of Final Fantasy XI. Final Fantasy XI had such a brilliant balance of gameplay. It was such an incredible gameplay experience playing as a Blue Mage in Final Fantasy XI. I feel like they hit the nail directly on the head when they decided to make that job for that game, and they perfectly embodied what a Blue Mage should be in any Final Fantasy game. This is unfortunate. The goblins are still going to do 1 damage, even to my mages in the front row. So that's fine. I shouldn't be getting tired yet, guys. I'm sorry. Let's go into the first town. This is Topapa? Or no, this is Topapa is our papa. Yes, Topapa is our papa. He's our poppy. He's our pappy. Let's talk to all of the townsfolk so we can learn any information that we can. Why, if it isn't you 4 rascals, where are you running off to? What's that? Saving the world? Aren't you getting a bit old for make-believe? The wellspring water from the sanctuary can restore health of those who have received the light of the crystal, even from the brink of death. Wow, that guy says exactly what I told you guys earlier. He just said it in like 5 words where I went on a rampage about it. So this lady says something too, but I don't care. I want to dive right into the well and scoop up all the treasure. And somebody's hiding treasure boxes down here. What does she say about it anyway? Oh my! You're a tenacious bunch to find me in here. Tell you what, I'll give you my secret potion stash. Just check the well. Why? This is the village. Shouldn't everybody know about that well? Why are you hiding your potions down there? If you want to use an item, just select it from the list when it appears. Why not use a potion on me to try it out? I mean, I guess I could, but I'd rather just keep... Yeah, whatever. By gum, that cured my aching back. Thank you, youngsters. Here, take this with my regards. Some echo herbs. Okay, I guess it was a pretty fair trade. If you want to use an item, just select it from the list when it appears. Why not use a potion on me? No. Can you do that over and over again to get more echo herbs, I wonder? The elders await you inside. It seems that Don sensed what befell you all. He always did have a strong connection to the spirit world. What does that even mean? King Susune's castle lies to the west. He rules the region surrounded by Parmeni mountains, including this freaking village. Blah, 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 blah. So, what are inns? Ah, see, now we have actual inns. Like, we can come in and talk to people. It's not just, you don't just have to rest. Are you heading out on a journey? Well, you should rest up first. And don't worry about payment. Tonight is on us. Oh, well, thank you. We actually do have some gil. Antidotes are never a bad idea to buy. Buy like 1 thing of eye drops. Try to keep above 1,000 gil so we can buy some equipment. I can't remember if we can receive random items. Yes, we can. So we can now, in Final Fantasy III, receive random items from urns and jars and things like that. I will rest, but I just don't feel like it right now. Wait, don't tell me. I bet I can guess your specialities. Hang on. Warrior, Black Mage, Monk, and White Mage. How'd I do? I mean, pretty good, I guess. This is an inn, so they're sleeping. Excuse me, old man, you can't just stand in my way. Get out of my way. If you just press the directional, like run into people, they'll eventually just kind of squirt themselves out of your way. In here we kind of have like a bar. See, the inns are a place of information like how they should be instead of just a place to rest your characters. Hey, you look like you can play the piano. Give us a tune. A big old boulder is blocking the valley, so I can't get back to Canaan. Nothing left but to drink away my worries. A seasoned traveler always keeps a few antidotes and eye drops on hand. Oh, I'm a dancer. Can't you tell? Want to see me dance? Sure, lady. Thanks, but we can't change our job to a dancer. Not for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, isn't it? No. You can be a dancer in Final Fantasy V, so it wouldn't be too long, I guess. But let's go ahead and play the piano. How do you like my routine? Kind of get a wow kind of a noise. And another potion to be found in that urn. Let's keep going. Deep beep 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 beep. Nope, we've already talked to everybody. So check out inns. This is our house, I believe. We live with the mayor, right? So we have the biggest house in town. When the great earthquake hit, the crystal altar sank deep underground. Oh, this world is destined for ruin. So the crystal was above ground at some point. The whole place that we were was above ground at some point. But some earthquake happened right then and there, and it happened to sink not only our heroes, but the crystal itself. Something to keep in mind there, huh? You should never leave home without a spell of cure. I saw one in the shed deeper in the thicket. Careful, though. There are monsters along the path. Yeah, right, buddy. I'm picking flowers. Yeah, well, be careful. Oh, there's a potion right there. Be careful, because there's monsters along the path. I guess not on this path. Not where the little girl is, but if you come up this way, I believe there's some random encounters that we can get into. There's just goblins. Why do they allow goblins to come in the town? I don't know. I mean, can nobody in the town fight? I mean, we're children and we're fighting them off, right? We are children, right? Jeez. I'm like, what, level 2 doing that kind of damage? Get your goblin faces out of my regular face. Alright. Let's keep going. Let's check inside the house. Here's some weird old man. See the candle furthest to the right? It's actually the switch for a hidden door. Bam. So nice little tutorial on the fact that there are hidden things that you can find in these games now. Final Fantasy 1 and 2 had nothing hidden. Well, Final Fantasy 2 did have hidden walls. Final Fantasy 2 did have hidden walls. Leather armor, a dagger, which is probably better than a knife, a scroll of cure, leather armor, and a long sword. A long sword. Let's see. I did find some leather armor, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, even my monk can wear leather armor. I guess everybody can really wear leather armor, but I'm going to go ahead and give that to my monk. And, oh golly, let's put on... I'm sorry, guys. I'm normally more with it. Let's see. So we're going to... We're going to use this Scroll of Cure on my White Mage. Yes, indeed. And we're back again to not having any magic points. Like, if I were to rest, I could gain my MP back. And then be able to cast Cure that way. But unlike Final Fantasy II, we don't have magic points at all. We're right back to spell slots. Which is fine with me. I have no problems with spell slots. Another potion, if you guys come down here, we want to be as prepared as possible. Scoop up all the treasure from the main game. Still can't really quite explain why there's goblins inside the town. This is kind of weird to me. Not that I mind like leveling up and stuff like that. Okay, and my monk does have like a fantastic amount of strength. Just really quick. So, okay, hold on. Let me check this out for you guys really quick, okay? Let me be the one to do the science experiment. So, as a monk, he's got 15 strength, right? What if we change his job to Black Mage? Now he goes back down to only 5 strength. So see how that works? Your stats are basically determined on what job you are. Basically. So, We're going to go ahead and just switch him back to Monk because that's where he should be. And you'll see that his massive amount of strength will be back. It will be right back. It'll be right back, baby. Let's go ahead and flip this real quick so you can see we're all still level 1 in these particular jobs. Let's continue. Let's be on our way. Let's be on our way, merry men. Let's come into the magic shop. And we're going to find a scroll of Poisona. Isn't that unfortunate? Poor Black Mage. Poor guy doesn't get jack. He doesn't get anything. No fire, no blizzard, no nothing like that. Let's go ahead and teach Poisona to our White Mage. And our magic screen is going to look like this. So it's very similar to what we saw in Final Fantasy 1. Pretty much the same exact thing, as a matter of fact. The magic shops they kind of look like this now. We're going to come into the armor shop. We can buy a couple suits of leather armor because our mages can actually wear that. We all have leather caps. And bronze bracers, which for some reason are not for my melee, but they are for my mages. Mages only. Oops, all mages, if you will. Let's go ahead and put on some stuff here. Some stuff with the things. That'll help them out a little bit. Kind of already got like a longsword and stuff like that going for me, but let's check this out anyway. Okay, there was a good one. Now I believe we can dual wield longswords, but I kind of want my warrior to be more of a tank, so that's what we're gonna do with that. A standard wooden staff. A standard wooden staff. Keep in mind that my Black Mage can't even equip that, so he's not cheering. He can't even put that on. He can, however, use a bow, which is weird. I don't know if you actually have to, because I don't normally buy arrows. I don't know if you have to have, like, every time you attack, does it consume an arrow? I don't know. I'm not going to bow. I'm not going to use bows. I shall want to. I'm not doing this on purpose, I promise. It's been a very long day for me, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging with no videos, so we need videos. Let's have videos. We're going to go ahead and put the nunchucks on him. I don't think you're going to keep those on him. Once he gets another level or two, those will pretty much become obsolete. That's how I'm feeling about it. Staff for the White Mage. Why not? And the Black Mage can just keep the daggers like some murderous stabber. Okay. So more goblins here. We can't drink out of any body of water. It's got to be specifically some kind of a recovery spring. Now here's a question for you guys. If we have, we're all going to become level 2, but if we bought 2 nunchucks, could I then put 1 nunchuck on each dude? Well, the way I think about it is like this. Nunchucks, like if you think about nunchucks, you're kind of already holding one in each hand, right? They're already kind of like a dual wielding weapon. But just as a science experiment, I will buy 1 more. Like this. And if you take a look, your attack power actually does go through the roof if you dual wield nunchucks in this game. So if you like monks, don't forget about that little trick, right? I think eventually, like I was saying before, even with the massive increase to your attack power with the dual nunchucks, at some point they are going to become obsolete and you're just going to want to bare fist everything. One more thing before I come in here. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to see if there's any potions in that patch of grass, but there's not. Let's go ahead and keep going. Okay, so now we have... Ooh, what do we have? What do we have here? We have some more recovery spring magic. This revives our KO'd allies, which, yeah, right. I'm way too good at this game to die. I'll restore my HP and MP, though. Yes, the spirits have told me exactly what befell you. Now this is interesting, right? Because I just played through Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2, and we don't hear nothing about spirits. Nothing. What the heck is this guy even talking about? Now go speak with Elder Topapa. I believe he has some words of wisdom for you. So Don seems to be... how should I say it? He's kind of like Sage Lucan, maybe? He kind of seems to be some sort of a wise man, some sort of a, you know, predictor of things to come. A prophet, maybe. Or at least he's able to commune with the spirits to get information that he normally wouldn't have otherwise. So let's go ahead and talk with these guys. It's Homak, one of the town elders. In order to understand the power that you've been granted by the crystals, you need to be true to your heart. Okay, I guess I could probably do that. It's Nina, a motherly figure to the 4 orphans. Take care on your journey. You know how I worry so. Okay, then we'll talk to the big man. It's Topapa, the elder who raised the 4 orphans. Okay, so we have a motherly figure, but also a fatherly figure, but they're not really our moms or our dads. We're orphans. Right? Maybe that's something to keep in mind. Topapa, we... I know. To think that you 4 would be chosen by the light. Andy, Tommy, AJ, and Ash. You must understand that such a meeting was no mere chance. The crystal willed you to it. Such is its power. Your souls have been touched by light. You cannot let the strength you've been granted go to waste. You must depart at once and seal away the powers of darkness. Okay, but why do you gotta pronounce it like that? Like, why is it darkness? Like, you don't even say an R or anything, bro. Alright, whatever. This guy's gonna say whatever he wants. And what we're gonna do is go do exactly what that guy said. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go find out how to become even more heroic than we already are. How are we gonna do that? Well, I think we're done here. Right? We can rest at the inn for free, but why? We can just drink water and heal ourselves, just like I just did. I just had a sip of water, and I am at full HP now. So we have another little town here, and we could kind of take a quick look. If I move my fat head out of the way, you guys can see that we are kind of in this little area here, and we're kind of surrounded by mountains, and there's no real way to get out of here and go explore the rest of the world. This is something that we're not really supposed to know about or talk about until later, so I question whether to even point it out right now or not. But if you take a look at, like, you know, where the world map ends, there's just clouds. There's just clouds, guys. Almost as if we're floating. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. So over here we have a big rock. It's blocking the way. That's fine. Over here we have some werewolves. Look at these freaks. Let's get these werewolves out of the way. They're dead. They died. Okay, and then we have a castle here. And then a lake with some water in it. I guess that's what lakes are, right? They're water. They're bodies of water. Got some more bugs and werewolves to beat down. Normally I would skip these battles, but we're live. We're live for a change. So this is the first town. Sorry, I kind of got to sit back and you guys can't see me as well. Let me move my camera up a little bit, maybe. There we go. Ah, that's more comfy for me. Let me just fall asleep while live streaming. No way. Okay, so this is a campfire. Eek! Oh, sorry. I thought you might be ghosts too. While traveling from the west, I came upon this accursed town. From the west? We just took a look around, buddy. The only thing coming from the west is the castle. So I guess you must have come from the castle? I'd stay away from the inn if I were you. It's full of ghosts. Alright. Alright, Shaggy. Shag and Scoob. You guys don't have anything to worry about. We'll check it out and make sure that there's no ghosts afoot. The Jinn's curse turned all the villagers into this. Huh. Okay. You guys are this. That's fine. But don't you still run a weapon shop? How about you? Don't you run a magic shop? Can't you still sell us things? Now we can, but we're not going to. KO'd allies revived. So, unlike the churches of the past, there's now just water. And we can just restore ourselves with water. So we're going to come into the inn. As we know from this particular game, the inns are great sources of information. So let's talk to everybody. Only a Mithril ring made here in Kazuz can contain the Jinn's power. That is why the Jinn cursed this town. Why? Because he has the ring? Because the Jinn has been trapped in the sealed cavern since the great earthquake, but now he's awakened. So, I don't feel like the earthquake just so happened to happen. I think something caused it to happen, right? Because the crystals sank into the ground, we now have evil things sprouting about and things like that. All I want is to have my beautiful complexion back. Well, you're not going to get it back even if we uncurse you, so... The townsfolk made a mithril ring for Princess Sarah of Castle Sasune once. If only we could borrow it. Sid's the name. I'm from Canaan, but the boulder in Nell Valley is blocking my way home. Now I'm stuck here. Figured I'd spend the night at the inn, and then all this happened. What's my wife gonna say? Want to take my airship for a spin? It's parked under the desert to the west of town. In return, I think you can do something about this here. Predicament? You learned where to find Sid's airship. It's in the desert to the west. Okay. With an airship, you can fly right over the lakes. Means you can reach the cavern where the Jinn is sealed away. You have to defeat him and lift the curse. So here we have kind of more like classic Dungeons and Dragons storytelling. Kind of basic, right? We have a problem and we gotta go fix it. But ultimately, not too bad. This is actually kind of an interesting room here. This is an interesting room here, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Because here we have two pictures, one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left, let me go stand in front of it, is clearly the Warrior of Light, right? It is like the Final Fantasy splash screen. Okay. And then the one on the right here is the scene where they very first cross the bridge in Final Fantasy 1, and they're kind of looking back at the kingdom of Cornelia? I can never get it right, but it's one of those corny names. Anyway, why is that significant? Why am I talking about this? Well, first of all, it's kind of cool to see this. I don't think we really see this in any other part of the game. I think this is it. But it's significant because in Final Fantasy 1, when we beat the game, it's pretty well known that I believe they say nobody remembers the Warriors of Light. Nobody remembers the deeds that they did. Nobody remembers who they are. Nobody remembers what they contributed because of the time loop, right? we severed the time loop and went to a point where we never really met or talked to anybody. So, of course, nobody would really remember us. Yet here somebody clearly remembered and put us in frames right here in this inn. Here is the Warriors of Light right here in front of our faces. Someone remembered. I don't know who, but somebody remembered. Let's take a nap. I feel like this is our inn now. The party is well rested. Okay, cool. Okay, and now we know where to find the airship. Let's head out the door. I wonder if we talk to this guy, if we can just explain to him what's going on here. No, he's just kind of going to give us the runaround. He's going to give us the same dialogue that he gave us before, it looks like. Sorry, I thought you might be ghosts. Blah, 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 blah. Let's say the same thing. No, they're not ghosts. We're definitely not ghosts. Okay, let's go into this door. And it looks to be... well, there's a note here and everything. We can't really read it, though. It looks like some sort of a weapon house or some sort of a blacksmith shop. We're going to grab a potion out of there. One more thing. One more thing. I don't know. I felt like this would be like a hidden... like, why is that wall protruding out? Is that the bathroom, maybe? And if so, why can't I go in there? So we also have... doesn't look like there's any secret passages through the woods, but we also have this cave here, right here in this very town. This is the Mithril Mines. Okay, clearly a button there, but it's not going to let us push it. And we have some freaks. Jeez, my monk is not nice at all anymore. Okay, these things hit very hard. Yowzer. These things hit very, very, very hard. I'm actually going to throw a cure at myself. Or maybe I should have thrown a cure at that freaky skeleton. That was actually a pretty good cure. Okay, we're all going to level up, and we're going to realize that we're a bit too low level to really be here. We could die here. Great place to grind, probably. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. And that's all we can really do here at this particular moment in this village, so we're going to keep on keeping on. Where am I anyway? Okay, there I am. There we go. Let's put this back here for a second. So, the desert to the west is literally right here to the west. We're going to find Cid's airship. Just like the lore from any other Final Fantasy game that we played so far, 1 and 2, Cid seems to be the only guy with an airship. He's the only one who seems to know how to build these things or seems to know anything about them. Okay, and here's our wonderful airship. That's right, we have an airship right out of the gate, first thing. We don't have to adventure for it or quest for it or wait for it. No big build-up. Just, hey, guys, you need an airship? Well, here's one. Alright, anyway, whatever. We'll talk about that here in a second. The Djinn's curse turned everyone in the castle into ghosts. I was only spared because I was out on a mission at the time. Yeah, that's what they all say. You were probably in the bathroom. If we had a mithril ring, we would be able to seal away the Djinn again. We would be able to seal away the Djinn again. Kazuz is the only place where they can craft such a ring. But with the curse, how can we hope to fix the mithril ring now? Well, we got some towers to explore, and in these towers they keep monsters, much like how the town of kept goblins in the backyard. Whoa, whoops! Don't want to use up all my... don't want to blow through all my cures there. Somehow my tank has less HP than anybody else. That's kind of interesting. Okay, they're dead. Job levels are going to increase a little bit. Some jobs take longer to level up than others, especially the later ones. The ones that we find later in life. We have a high potion here and a holy arrow right there. It's not until later on that I'm like, maybe I should have grabbed a bow. We're going to find some monsters in this treasure chest. It's a griffin. It's a griffin. My black mage still can't do jack, which is fine. Which is fine. I think my monk is going to be more than enough to whoop this thing into shape. Oh, it can cast blood. Whoa! I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. Now we might be in trouble, huh? Let's top off. Let's top off. Let's keep our composure. That's not a big deal. We're going to find something called the White Slayer. And these are statues of panthers, I guess. Or corals, perhaps? So the White Slayer is a sword? No? The White Slayer is a sword, but only a red mage can equip it. Or at least that's the only job that I currently have that can put that on. Let's get out of here, because I just died. Why do you guys keep monsters in your towers, you freaks? No worries. Just hop on my trusty airship and fly back to the next town. And we can go in here, right? Give ourselves a little cure. And we're going to go use the inn now. Or we're going to come into the inn anyway. And we can just rest for free. There we go. Somebody did remember the Warriors of Light from the first game. And that's why those paintings are there. But I wonder who. Could it have maybe been Matoya? Whoops, I'm just wandering around. Okay, let's get out of here. Whoa! Hey now, some goblins. They ambushed us, okay? They came out of nowhere. Okay, beautiful. Let's come back to the castle and see if we can explore the rest of it without dying. Let's enter this tower, the eastern tower, as it were. Eye drops and an antidote. Seems very similar to the first tower. Phoenix down, a bow, and a wooden arrow. How useless. Whose bed is this? It's the princess's bed? Oh my gosh. I like the dialogue there too. Let's take a nap in the princess's bed. You just hop right in. There's her diary, but I guess we can't read it. You know what would be cool too is if the loot from Final Fantasy I was a thing in this game. That would really help connect these games, right? Since the loot is supposed to be passed down from princess to princess, or queen to princess, or whatever, however it works, in the town of Corneria. Whoops, I just accidentally turned my mic up to like full blast. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let's head through the very front doors now and see what we can get. See what happens. The Djinns Curse did this to me. To all of us. Oh, what shall we do? Well, I guess you're cooked. The Djinns Curse did... Okay, yeah, you just said the same thing. Can I sleep in these beds too, or no? Can you get out of my way? I want to see if I can sleep in these beds. Actually, you know what? You do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Okay, no secret walls to get inside there. We're going to keep going. This is going to be the second floor. And this is a secret wall right here. It'll even tell you the other secret walls. Aha! And if you don't know what the heck, you can always look at your map. Just find a place that will reveal the rest of it, and then open up your map, and you'll be able to see the way to treasure or what have you. Right? So let's go check that out. We have an upstairs and a downstairs. I'm going to go to the downstairs maybe. 1,000 gil, 1,000 gil. We're doing pretty good. Here's the wellspring room. We can't really drink from the wellspring, I guess. It's not the same as the recovery spring. I feel like it should be, but that's alright. Okay, so now that we're upstairs, we've got a leather shield. We've got a scroll of blizzard. Yay! My black mage is not useless anymore. Not anymore. Honestly, not that the daggers were hitting that lightly either. They were actually doing it pretty good. This chest contained a tonfa. What's a tonfa? You guessed it. It's a weapon for the monk, making his attack go even higher than it already was, if you can even believe that. Alright, I think that's everything that we need to explore. Let's go ahead and head back to the main stairwell. And we're going to head upward this time. I said upward! And we're going to come to the audience chamber. The White Slayer is in the western tower of Castle Sasune. It's a holy sword, bane of the undead. However, only a red mage can wield it. Undead hordes roam the tunnels of the sealed cavern, but if you cast Cure on them, it may do some serious damage. Okay, thanks for the hint. You're on the throne, so I'm assuming you're the king, but I can't really see you. I am King Sasune. But as you can see, the Jinn's curse has reduced me to this ghastly form. Only by defeating the Jinn can this foul curse be lifted. Where's the Jinn? He dwells in the sealed cavern north of this castle. But without a mithril ring, you'll be powerless to seal him away. We heard that Her Highness Princess Sarah has one. Oh, how can I have forgotten? The people of Kazus once presented Sarah with a mithril ring, but I fear Sarah is nowhere to be found. Kazus. That's the little town that I just came from, right? Where everybody's cursed. So they can make mithril rings, but they're not going to give me one? Don't they want to be uncursed? Could she have been abducted by the Jinn? Oh, my poor Sarah. We can check out the sealed cavern. Oh, such stalwart warriors! When you reach the sealed cavern, you should know there is a secret door. The skeleton is the key. Please, you must defeat the Jinn and free my people from this wicked curse. No problem, man. I mean, I'm sure that would be no problem. Oh my golly, is it really going to just redo the entire dialogue? Okay. Well, I'm glad I did this so you guys don't have to. I always talk to people of import multiple times just to exhaust any and all dialogue. Sorry for those who want to see my beautiful face. It just kind of seemed to be in the way of the words on the screen, and I was just kind of tired of it. Speaking of, I have my ring light still shining right in my face. Maybe I should turn that off. Oh, that's so much better. The sacrifices YouTubers make is, you know, it's incredible. Not that I'm upset by it. I actually really like putting videos together. I always want to do better quality videos and stuff like that for you guys, but golly, the equipment can be kind of expensive. So we're going to go check out the sealed cave. The sealed cave is here in Kazus, right? We're here in Kazus. We're going to come in here. This is actually the Mithril Mines. What about this button here? I thought this was what he was talking about. Okay, apparently no. That's a no-no. That's a big no-no. They blinded my black mage. No, you're not supposed to cast Cure. You're not supposed to do whatever you want. Jeez, my monk hits hard. Especially undead. I think undead take much damage from blunt attacks. I think blunt, piercing, and slashing is still a thing in this game. Let's rest up at the inn, which we can do so for free. For free. Okay, we're well rested. You might even say we rested well. Why is there just some weird mountain just like sticking out in the middle of your guys' town? I feel like there should be a secret doorway or something here. Let's save. We're going to save on file 3. And with that, we're going to head here. Aha! This is the sealed cave, where we have our mummies, our mammies. That takes care of that. We got one member of my team that's not going to level up with everyone else because he died. Let's take down these mummies here. We're going to be poisoned. Not just by happenstance either. That thing deliberately poisoned me with intent. He wanted me to be poisoned. Okay, which is just fine because I have poison. We can just do that, and then maybe even one of these. Let's go open this chest. It's a potion. Meh. Okay, we keep going, and then to the north up here is yet another chest. We'll never know its contents, however. And unlike Final Fantasy II, we can't level up our Blizzard spells. No, my freaking white mage, you bullies. Take this, you evil fiends. Wow. Okay, so she's going to be a little bit behind. We got another Scroll of Cure, useless to me right now. Let's get out of here. I need her. I don't even want to fight you guys. Leave me alone. Alright, let's head back to wherever we can rest. Or heal ourselves. Let's do that right here. Just goes to show you that mages are still going to be a little bit squishy. They're going to be a little bit on the squishy, squashy side. Let's rest and have a good night. And we're going to get right back to it. Right? And what I mean by squishy side is I think I was like two-shotted. Like 2 hits and I was just dead. Like that's one battle round could wipe her out. Really got to be careful about that kind of stuff. Especially if you're not screwing around like me. I'm not taking my encounters off for nobody. They said Cure would really hurt the undead. Let's give it a try and see what we can do here. Blizzard's not that good. We should have given us fire, right? Cure does a little bit more. It doesn't like melt these dudes. That's what I was hoping, that it would just be like a face melting kind of a spell. Did we end up getting that treasure? Yes, we did. Let's keep going this way. Couple of mummies. They're going to ambush us, okay? They're going to come right out of the walls. They're going to come right out of the crevasses. Alright, my white mage is going to level up, catching up with everybody else. Let's go ahead and hit a Poisona on Tommy. That's good. And here we are in the sealed cave. Remember what the guy said, that the skeleton is the key, right? Cursed copper. Now that's terrifying. That is simply remarkable. Gosh, I should have got some more potions. I'm actually getting my butt kicked. This is not Final Fantasy II. You will actually get beat down. Now cool it with those cures. I don't have a lot of those, okay? Okay, everybody's gonna get something there. 500 gil. Let's talk to the skeleton head. It's gonna open up this wall and we can go inside. And inside we find a girl. I am Sarah, Princess of Sasune. Now Sarah is also the same name as the princess from Final Fantasy I. However, it's spelled just a little bit differently. I always really want her to have a loot of some sort so we can connect these games by means of the loot. Your Highness, what are you doing here? I am here to save my subjects, but I fear I cannot find a clear path through the monsters. Thankfully, my mithril ring spared me from the Djinn's curse. So you came here to just fight them by yourself? What the world is wrong with you? Nevertheless, these caves are dangerous, Your Highness. You should return to the castle. I will not. I'll forge ahead alone if I have to. Your Highness, won't you reconsider? Please take me with you. You cannot seal the Djinn without my mithril ring. Then I suppose we must. Sarah, join the party. Much like Final Fantasy II, we're going to get some side members that'll join our team. Oh, that's right. If you wish to talk to me, press the ZL button. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. Now let's be off. Can you heal me? I am Sarah, and you are? I'm Andy. A pleasure. I can only go so far alone before I reach my limit. It is most fortunate that you came along. I am in your debt. I must use the ring to seal away the Djinn's power and save my people. Please, escort me through this cavern. The Djinn can control fire. Perhaps attacking it with ice would help douse his flames. Okay, just wanted to exhaust her dialogue. So, as I was saying, you'll get guest characters on your team, much like how we were able to do in Final Fantasy II. However, our party's full. So she kind of just comes and goes during combat and stuff like that as she pleases. But I think she helps to heal us too, like after battles and stuff like that, I want to say. I want to say she helps with healing in some way, shape, or form. Look at these freaking guys. Alright, you guys are really killing my spells. Like, stop. There's a boss in this cave, okay? We gotta fight a boss pretty soon. I almost want to go back now to heal. There he is right now. Yeah, but as long as I don't cast a single spell from now on, we should be okay. We got an Antarctic wind. Let's do this right here. What's an Antarctic wind do? I don't know. I think it casts Blizzard or something. I don't normally use items like that, though. But since I'm running low on MP, maybe I'll give it a try. We're poisoned again. We're actually dying again. Please don't kill me. Jeez. The monk gets angry when he's poisoned. We're gonna get some level ups and stuff like that. I only have 5 antidotes, so that's kind of... You know, that's kind of meh. The potions actually heal you, though. Let's keep going. Here's another treasure box. It's some eye drops. We're poisoned yet again. At least I don't hit very hard. There we go. We're in a fight. It's the Djinn! Stand back! I will use my ring to banish the Djinn! Nothing happened.
Bwah! You think that silly trinket will stop me now? I've joined forces with the darkness, and together we're unstoppable!
The Djinn attacked. Well, bring it on, Djinn boy. Wow, look at him. He's just like a fat guy with a sword. The boss music is cool. I do appreciate the boss music in Final Fantasy III. I pretty much appreciate all the music in Final Fantasy III. And yeah, that blizzard actually did slap. But as did my monk. Let's just kind of keep that routine. Should only be a couple turns until we're able to fell this foul fiend. Yowzer. And that's it. And here I was worried about having to recharge our spells. That guy didn't even last long enough. Why, back in my day, we had real bosses. Alright, whatever. Let's just... Now, Sarah! Well, oh, sorry, this is not him talking. Now, Sarah, while the Djinn is weakening, use your ring. Sarah raised the ring up high. Okay. Something to note, the Djinn did say that he partnered himself or something like that with the power of darkness. That's pretty interesting, right? Wasn't it the darkness that also caused the earthquake and the crystal to fall into the earth and, you know, pretty much everything, right? The Djinn dispersed like mist. The ring's power sealed him deep within the cavern once again. Thank you so much. I never would have been able to seal away the Djinn without your help. All that remains is to cast this ring into the wellspring in Castle Sasune, and the Djinn's curse will be lifted. For now, I'll use the ring's power to warp us back to the castle. Thanks. Princess Sarah threw the ring in the wellspring. Well, cool. I didn't even need to come and find this place or anything. I mean, I remember where it's at, I'm pretty sure, but it's nice I didn't have to walk back here. There! Now the Djinn's curse should be broken. We wouldn't be here without you all. Thank you. I suppose we must part ways. I have a duty to my father and my people, after all. Would that I could travel with you, but I'd only be in your way. Sarah. 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 Come back when you finish your journey. I'll be waiting for you, for as long as it takes. We swear to return. Sarah left the party. She was only with us for like 5 minutes. You guys are acting like it's such a sad parting. It's not that big of a deal. We'll see you again, Sarah. It'll be fine. Okay, let's talk to the king. Let's talk to the king. Thank you, brave warriors. Oh, I can't remember what voice I did for this guy. Thank you, brave warriors. Hold on, I'm getting there. Thank you, brave warriors. You have sealed away the Jinn and saved my precious Sarah. I owe you a debt of gratitude. Take this. I trust it will aid you on your quest. He gave us a canoe. Like, you're a king, though. Like, don't you have coffers full of gold? Like, treasures untold somewhere? But you give us a canoe? Like, we could build one of those ourselves, probably. Anyway, thanks, bro. Thank you, warriors of light. You may rest here as long as you wish. Sarah would appreciate spending more time with you. I'm sure she would. Somewhere in the castle is a secret passage to the treasure vault. Okay. The White Slayers in the western... It's a holy... Okay. Thank you, warriors of light. Thank you guys for just standing here and doing nothing, just like the soldiers did in Final Fantasy 1. At least they had an excuse, right? Like, Garland was such a BA warrior that nobody really wanted to fight him. Nobody really could fight him. They would all just die. I thought I went to the treasure vault already, but they make me feel like there's something else, like there's more. Is it this? Is it this? There's something. There's some sort of a... anyway, I might have to look that up or something and check it out in the next video. We're going to rest now and probably head outside and save. Like I said, this stream wasn't supposed to be very, very long, and I've already been streaming for about an hour and a half now. Let's talk to everybody here really quick first before we depart. Thank you, Warriors of Light. You truly are heroes. The princess has missed you. Her room is at the top tower to the right. Well, let's go talk to her. What do you have to say? Thank you, Warriors of Light. You truly are heroes. Okay. You guys are welcome. You guys are very polite. You guys sure know how to give credit where credit is due. What? Who's this? Hey, who's this old man hanging out in your room with you? Princess Sarah has been asking after you every chance she gets. She talks of nothing else. I have to stay here with my father. Would that I could travel with you, but I'd only be in your way. Your Highness. Come back when you finish your journey. I'll be waiting for you. Okay, we're gonna sleep in your bed. Without you. Alright. Whoops, I don't know why I did that. Just down, just down, just down. Ah, look at this. I didn't even know that you could come up here. I don't even know if there's a reason why anybody would ever want to come up here. I guess for the sake of saying, hey, I've been up there. Okay, I feel like there is more treasure to this place, but we'll have to look for that in another episode. So that's kind of the very, very beginning of the game anyway. We got the Wind Crystal, unlocked a few jobs, kind of saw some problems that we're having to face with the villagers and stuff like that. We should be able to go back to Kazuz. Is that the name of the town? Go back to Kazuz and do some shopping. I'm going to go ahead and save that for the next episode, though, just because this one's kind of gone on. I mean, I know I'm streaming and everything, but it's still been like an hour and a half, and it's totally my bedtime. I got to get to bed. I don't know if I'm going to keep this format in the future. I've been kind of glancing over at my views every once in a while, and it's been at 0 this entire time. I was hoping to maybe one day become like one of these great legends like H.C. Bailey or something like that, if I could name drop. What an amazing YouTuber, by the way. He always just seems to have like a very good amount of views, very good amount of subscribers, some loyal people that hang out with this channel, and it's not hard to see why. He is a legend. Okay, he knows exactly what to do when it comes to streaming and stuff like that. He really knows how to play video games, and it doesn't seem like I'm there at all, which is fine with me. I kind of like the format of just being able to do the videos, and that way I can kind of stop and talk about whatever I prefer to talk about. Which, I mean, I could do that streaming too. I don't know. I feel like just my regular videos are more popular. More like how-tos and lore videos and stuff like that, rather than you guys sitting and actually watching me, because I don't know. I don't feel like I'm very entertaining, and, you know. The proof is in the pudding, okay? I would have views if you guys liked me, right? But I still get some views on my regular videos and stuff like that, so that keeps me happy. It's not all in vain. It is nice to be able to change things up and be able to do a stream every once in a while like this. So I could bring my face back for my outro. There I am. My ring light is off, so that's why it looks like I'm in a dungeon now, but I'm not. I'm really not. So we had fun. We are still at the very beginning of the game, so we didn't really learn too much lore. Just kind of the same thing is seeming to repeat, the kind of the same stuff that we saw happening in Final Fantasy 1. We have problems and issues that are arising. We have kind of like an overwhelming darkness that's creeping over the land that we have to deal with, an imbalance between light and darkness, and light is having to come back due to the power of the crystals. They don't really like that imbalance, so they're kind of stepping in to do something about it, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We have another Princess Sarah. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a lute. I really think that would have been cool for Final Fantasy to have squirted that in there, but it's those little details that keep us from believing that these games are really connected. I think that they are, even without the lute. I'm going to find it. So it's hanging on her wall or something. She put it away. It's in her dresser. All right, I'm going to find it. It's somewhere. Anyway, thanks to anybody who does end up maybe watching this at some point. If you like my video, please let me know by clicking the like button, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye.